Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Mr. EddieHearn. Eddie, wow, what do you make of Canelo's performance tonight?
So fucking good, isn't he? I mean, you know, Callum was so brave. I think he'd done his bicep in like the second or third round, but saying it even would have made a difference. He's just so good, you know. I'm watching it up close like that, you know, the jab, the movement, the variation, the power. I think Callum deserves a lot of credit. He stuck in there, you know, when the fight was really beyond him, but he kept throwing his hands, and you know, he's too good. You know, that's 3 fighters I've had in there with him now, and he just keeps beating. Like, he may be unbeatable. He may be unbeatable.
Have you got another one you can throw in? Joe Saunders, maybe?
Of course, that's, you know, Joe Saunders and Triple G. You know, that's the next 2 challenges for Canelo Alvarez, and I think that makes sense. That sort of sews up his 2021. And you know, he's a brilliant fighter, and you know, him and Eddie Reynoso, they're a great team, and I'm very proud of Callum Smith for taking the challenge. You know, he's devastated at the moment, he's in tears in the change room because it meant so much to him. You know, he believed he could win, and even in the last round, he was letting his hands go. You know, when the fight was well beyond him. So very proud of Callum Smith, and congratulations to Canelo Alvarez.
Callum Smith, you confirmed there that he'd injured his bicep. I mean, I seen it on camera, it looked quite grotesque, yeah.
It's like a big lump coming out. I don't know if it's detached or torn or whatever, but it's something. But he made no excuses, you know. He just said he's too good, you know, and we were just debating in the change room about all the things that he does so well. Liam, Stephen and Paul, you know, they're boxing people and they appreciate great fighters, and he is probably the best fighter of our generation. And, you know, every time you watch him, he seems to get better and better.
I totally agree. Were you surprised in there the way I heard rumours that maybe Callum was going to get pulled out of the fight? Did you hear any of that or anything like that?
I think my old man texted me actually and said Joe just said to him, "I'm going to give you one more round." I think that was in the 10th or something like that. It's hard because, you know, he was taking shots, but he was taking a lot on the gloves as well. And although I'm sure they were hurting, you know, he never went down in the fight. And when you get to the 10th or 11th round, you kind of want to see the final bell. You know, you don't want to get pulled out in your stall. So it's a very difficult decision. Now I'm glad that he stayed in the fight. I'm glad he got to hear the final bell, and you know, Joe and obviously all the brothers have his best interests at heart in the corner.
He's basically confirmed he's going up to 175 now. He struggles to make the weight, even though he said he makes it comfortable, but 175 is probably the future for Callum.
I think that, you know, he's probably not punching as hard as he did a couple of years ago because he may have outgrown the weight. You know, he didn't. There's no excuses. He didn't struggle to make the weight this week. You know, I can't even throw you that excuse. But I do believe that with that extra 7 pounds, he will be stronger, and you'll see him punching harder. So I think 175 is the next step for Callum Smith, and I believe he can become a 2-weight world champion. You know, it's a great division domestically, and it's an even better division on the world scene. So he'll have some time. I'm guessing he'll need an op on that bicep, but we'll see. And he still has a big future. He's devastated now, but it doesn't get any bigger than that. You know, you've reached the top of the mountain. Unfortunately, you couldn't stand there and do the old, you know, Rocky Balboa dance and Ali shuffle. But he should be very proud of himself because he's, you know, come from the amateur system and he's built himself to the biggest fight in boxing, and he deserves a lot of credit.
You sure Billy Joe hasn't texted you yet?
No, not yet. No, listen, we'll sit down with Eddie and Canelo, and I'll be doing everything I can to make another fight with another one of our guys, and obviously keep him on the platform as well. You know, the numbers were huge tonight all around the world for DAZN. It was a huge success, but you know, obviously I wanted my guy to win. But now my job is to keep him here on the platform and give him another challenge, and they come in the shape of Triple G and Billy Joe Saunders.
Quick one, Chocolatito Estrada, you announced today. What a fight, I can't wait for that one.
Brilliant fight, and I'm really going for it next year. I'm more motivated than ever, to be honest with you, to just keep this going, keep the great fights rolling. I feel like we have a challenge now to really keep these great fights rolling in the division. I think Chocolatito against Estrada is a great example of a fight that, you know, is between two pound-for-pound greats. You saw a pound-for-pound great tonight in Canelo Alvarez, and you see two more of those on March the... Who's next? I just said that's three now. There you go. Who's next?
Who's next?
I know, he always does it to me. He's done it after Danny Jacobs as well. Chocolatito against Estrada, March 13th on DAZN. Brilliant fight. Brilliant fight. And I think that this is the way we want to go. We've just announced Kelly Avanesian. Got an unbelievable fight to be announced for February next week. And then we will announce... Go on then.
Warrington Kanzu?
Possibly. And then we've got an unbelievable fight to be announced for early March as well next week. And then I've got a fantastic fight for the end of March as well. We've got to sort Billy Joe Saunders, we've got to sort Demetrius Andrade, we've got to sort AJ against Fury. I'm really focused and motivated for 2021. And how good was it to see people back here tonight?
The atmosphere was unreal, Eddie.
And it was only 12,000. I mean, it's 60,000 arena. And you imagine if you had 60,000 in there, but it just felt like, I felt like the first time I went to boxing, you know, and as shit as this pandemic has been, it has kind of rejuvenated me and allowed me to sort of set new targets and sort of milestones of what we're trying to do, and to see people back and feel the energy. I felt like a kid at boxing, you know. So, and you know, when you're part of a Canelo Alvarez event, it's fantastic. I want to thank him and Eddie Reynoso for giving Callum Smith the opportunity, because you know, that's what he does. He gives you the opportunity. Callum Smith was the number 168 pounder, but Canelo gave him the opportunity, as all these stars do. So we thank him for that, and they're deserved champions.
I want to say but it looks like we're going into another lockdown back home, so it looks like the fans for us is going to be a little bit longer.
Yes, I mean, elite sport remains, which is good news for boxing. It means that we won't, you know, have to worry about, I mean, I don't know, you know, does the government allow fans in different tiers? That was their initial, maybe we have to move out of London and South East, I don't know. Could we do a couple of thousand in Cornwall? I mean, why not? We just have to we've got to keep trying. We've got to keep pushing. We've got to keep going. And that's basically the message to everyone at home. You know, it's very difficult right now. I spoke to a lot of people back home today, whether it's my friends or whether it's my family. Everyone's gutted and everyone's miserable. And it's difficult. You've got to stay positive. You've got to somehow find goals to keep your mind ticking and keep your heart racing. And this is my way of doing that. You know, I try and just put what's happening out of my mind and just crack on and almost pretend it's not happening, but it is. And you just have to find a ways around it, and, you know, keep trying to raise the bar and keep trying to give yourself challenges. And the challenge for us this year has been to maintain the growth and maintain the momentum of boxing. And I think we've done an amazing job. And listen, not just Matchroom, every promoter's done really well to just roll their sleeves up. You know, some shows you got out of trouble, some shows you've done your conkers, some shows you might have made a few quid, but really, all in all, it's been pretty shit. But we sit here having just done Joshua, Triple G and Canelo in 1 week, and fired up for a schedule that I don't believe we've seen before in that first quarter. So we've got a lot to do. But, you know, normally I'd be talking to you on December the 19th, going, you know, looking dreadful. I mean, I think we'll all agree I look unbelievable tonight.
Do we pan down and have a look?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of people called me sort of cross between Rupert the Bear, Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget?
Someone told me
again, sorry, the mic wasn't
Inspector Gadget or something, I don't know, and someone said that I was going on a fox hunt. But let's be honest, I look unbelievable. But on a serious note, I would normally be here on December 19 going, oh, I'm bollocksed, what a long year, blah, blah, blah. And I'm so full of energy. Like, I don't want a break. I don't want Christmas. I don't want to go on holiday. I just want to keep going, because it's different now. The challenge is different, you know. So the challenge is not the competition. The challenge is the sport. And yeah, I'm buzzing. I really am.
Well, you're not going to get far from us British media guys anyway without mentioning Joshua Fury. I mean, it's Saturday. Talk started on Monday. Yeah. Any further yet?
Yeah, we're sort of drafting agreements and stuff like that, and have a couple of calls. I think, you know, I can't give you a timeline, but I think we're in a good position to start moving forward and looking at where we're going to stage this thing and the dates that it's going to be. There's still stuff to sort out, but firstly we need to try and paper this, which is what's going on behind the scenes at the moment. and we're all confident that, as I said, I keep saying, like, it's the only fight we're talking about. You know, when we're planning a fight, you know, like Canelo, he'll be thinking about Triple G and Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant, whereas AJ's just thinking about Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury's just thinking about AJ. So our jobs, you know, ourselves and Top Rank and whoever else is involved, is to just move forward together and deliver for our fighters, and that's what we'll be doing.
One final one. Did you see Tyson Fury on Jonathan Ross? I mean, you must have watched Jonathan Ross last night, did you?
Yeah, I saw a couple of clips. I saw him singing American Pie. No, he's doing a good job. Listen, you know, like I said, I have no problem with Tyson Fury. I just believe he gets knocked spark out by Anthony Joshua, and that's what I believe. And I'm going to really enjoy the victory for Anthony Joshua and for him proving to everyone that he's the best heavyweight in the world.
Quick final word on Canelo then.
Legend, genius. Just every now and again a fighter of that generation comes along, and you know he's outstanding. I love the relationship with Eddie Reynoso. You've seen them around; they're super chilled. You know, I mean, there's no massive entourage. You know, there's no aggravation. They've had time for you. They've had time for all the UK press. Gutted he won, but top man.
But it's good for the zone that he won, I suppose, and that the needle keeps moving.
I guess sometimes it's good for boxing, but it ain't good for us or Callum Smith. We wanted the win. But you have to respect the man. He's an excellent fighter.
I totally agree. And commiserations to Callum, man. He put up a tough fight, and hopefully his arm isn't too bad, and I can probably get a word with him as well. But well done tonight, Eddie. Thanks for these 3 shows: the Joshua, Golovkin last night, and tonight. So go and enjoy Christmas, mate, and well done.
What we have of it, but you know. Yeah, exactly. And everyone at home, keep at it. Keep your nut down. Keep grafting. Keep grinding. Hug your family. Love your family. The end of the year is nearly here. Enjoy what you can of Christmas. Keep smiling, keep talking to people, keep being nice to people. We'll see you on the other side.
Eddie, thank you very much.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.